Alright, here we are on another tournament game in the round of 16. We have the 7th seed road trip. Oh, already made a slight mistake here. Jace. Versus the 10th seed Silencio. I'll have to check myself here because I might be saying road trip sometimes, I might be saying Jace. I want to go by Jace, so I will say that. But anyways, it is the 10th seed versus the 7th seed here in the round of 16. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, sometimes with announcing here, I'll say one thing when I really want to say something else. Some of the contestants have names that can go either way, say, such as Jace Road Trip. You can say it either way, it sounds correct, but I'll go by Jace here, and then Silencio, there's a whole second part to his name, so I'll go by Silencio there. That way it's a little bit easier to follow. Sort of like Anthony Hitman that we had in a previous game. You can say Anthony or you can say Hitman. I usually call him Hitman. So just a fun little naming structure to go over there as we get this next tournament game started. This is actually the third game we have played this evening. It's a triple header tonight. The first one was the 5 seed versus the 12 seed. Second one was a preliminary game. It was the 16th seed versus 17th seed, and now we have the 7th seed versus the 10th seed. I'll be following Jace for this first wave.
Alright, I'll be covering Gonchi. Oh.
Alright, here we go. Following Jace, he's going straight down to the basement here, as Truck would like to call it. Getting a few enemies though, are actually running away from him.
Hallway.
That is true. Truck, is there a map that you call the basement?
I don't remember.
Okay, thought there might have been. I know we've called various parts of these maps different things before. We all have our own terminology with how we describe the map. But I can describe our competitors as being right in the very middle of the map now, taking a slower approach than our very first game of the tournament, more methodical, I would say. Competitors just slowly picking off enemies, seeing what they're doing early on, feeling each other out. Going after the same spawns here a little bit here in the middle. Silencio, where's he at? Over by opposite LZ and then Road. I almost did it again here. Jace is, it looks like he was using his melee more a little bit here in the middle. Let's see. A little bit of electricity on the ground. Looks like he did clear out that central part.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Alright, pretty quiet wave 1. Yeah, the enemies were just methodically picked off by both of our competitors. Down to the last one is just the Wraith. So we'll see who go ahead and takes this. And it looks like... who got that? Looks like Jace did get that one. So at the end of wave 1, it is Silencio up 2,000 to Jace's 1,900. Now following Silencio. Silencio, fun fact about him, he actually speaks Spanish. So our tournament has both English and Spanish speakers. Of course, our very first tournament featured someone who spoke, I believe, Italian as well. User alert. So multilingual contestants and also another person who speaks another language. That would be another competitor in our tournament here would be Linguist. A good name for somebody who knows multiple languages. Oh, Silencio is down but does get himself back up. So the language is well represented in this tournament. And Linguist is actually our translator for Silencio. That's how we were able to get him into the tournament, and we were able to set him up here for Andromeda Madness. But alright, Silencio back to the very middle of the map, leaving some dogs behind, trying to see what Jace is doing. No, he's repositioning, Silencio is, just to get a better position on the dogs, and the N7 Piranha is cleaning up just about everything. And the trip mines are really helping out. Jace is down but gets himself back up, so it looks like the deaths are even now from our opponents here.
3 more to go.
Down to the last 3 enemies on wave 2. Silencio has 2 destined in front of him, makes quick work of the one, working on the second one, and does get that one down. There's one more enemy, I believe it is a Chosen, and Silencio takes that one as well. So at the end of wave 2, it is Silencio 5400 to Jace's 4000. Close game. Following Jace. It is a hack for the objective.
Intelligence needs data from your location.
Alright, I am already in the hack and Jace is already in the hack. It looks like Silencio is going to get on the hack as well. It might be everybody on the hack, it looks like. So both competitors are going for the objective, and they are getting kills outside of it. Now the enemies are starting to press a little bit, but that won't stop our opponents. Alright, they have the hack cleared out again. A lot of individuals coming down the center hallway, but between both Silencio and Jace's combined firepower, they are not getting that far. And it looks like Jace does use a Cobra, and good use of the Cobra too, and that puts him within a few hundred points, a little over 1,000, I will say. There are trip mines lining that front hallway by Silencio. I do have to move here myself because of a bubble grenade.
Yeah, objective's done.
It was a pretty fast objective, and now it is cleanup for our competitors. Jace in the thick of it, Wraith coming behind, but getting his shields back off that Anointed. A nice combo to follow. Actually, a lot of combo damage there. Going back toward the center of the map, and a nice biotic combo actually from Jace. That could have possibly been the double combo. Alright, down to the last 3 enemies on wave 3. Jace still working the center of the map. Silencio trying to get back into this action up here, but it looks like Jace will get the last enemy. So at the end of wave 3, it is Silencio up 12-2 to 10-5. Silencio still holding on to that slim lead.
Enemies incoming.
Now following Silencio for this next wave. He's getting those trip mines out. He's getting ready for this spawn in the middle. 3 surround the middle while he moves to the side. However, it looks like Jace is already in a spawn himself. We'll see if those trip mines that he laid back there in the middle come into play for Silencio. Jace is down, but gets himself back up. Not waiting for revives right now. Every moment counts, especially when you're behind just a little bit. Don't believe any of our competitors are really pressed for time at this point, or for gear. They're still just feeling out each other and trying to get kills and see how this game progresses. A Fiend is coming in along with some Wraiths, it looks like, toward Silencio, but he has them staggered and now brings out a Cobra of his own, getting both the Raves and weakening the Fiend. However, Jace is over by LZ getting a couple enemies of his own. Let's check the score real quick. It is Silencio still on top 14-4 to 11-5. Silencio is down but gets himself back up. Jace is down, gets himself back up. Another 1-2 punch by these enemies taking down our competitors. Seems like when one goes down, another's bound to go down not too long after that. However, Jace is in a good position coming up behind the spawn while Silencio is in front of everything, looking straight at him. The trip mines have come into play, it looks like, in the center of the map.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
And we're down to 3 enemies already here on wave 4. Silencio's in a good position to get this Chosen, does get that Chosen, and there's one more enemy. It is a race to the final Chosen. Is it a Chosen? No, it is an Anointed. That's a decent amount of points right there, and it goes over my head, actually, getting out of the way to see who gets this last enemy, and it looks like it will be Silencio. Silencio is on top, 17-4 to 1300. I will be following
Enemies headed your way.
Jace for this next wave. Alright, both of our contestants are headed back toward the opposite LZ here. More trip mines being deployed by Silencio, taking more of a back seat, letting Jace get all the aggro while he picks off enemies from behind. Also has that turret as well. That's more support. Jace using backlash to his advantage though when that anointed drew his gun. Fiend is coming to our left. Trip mines have affected the Fiend a little bit, but not too much, and Silencio gets grabbed. Getting sync killed by the Fiend. Hopefully that doesn't put him out of commission completely.
Okay.
Silencio is perma-killed.
Oh, go for the permadeath.
That is the first time I believe that has ever happened in this tournament in the middle of a wave. That is going to hurt. This will give Jace time to catch back up. Right now it's 19-1 to 14-6. So Silencio still has the lead. Jace can bring this back now, so moving to Jace to get double coverage now. He is getting fire combos. It looks like he is doing quite well at maneuvering. All he has to do is survive this wave. He can take his time on it if need be. Let's look at that score now. This is an interesting situation. I think there might have been one permadeath kill before, but it was in the very end of a wave. Not like this, though, where it was near the start. So, Jace is catching back up. It's 19-5 to 17-4. Somehow it looks like Silencio got some more assist points. There might have been more trip mines laid throughout the map, and his turret might still be up. It is hard to say, but it is obvious that Jace is catching up a lot quicker in terms of points. So he should be able to take the lead here. Oh, Jace almost gets grabbed by an Ascendant, though. He needs to be a little careful. If he gets perma-killed here, the Avengers would have to finish off the wave. Now that has never happened in a tournament game. Down to the last 3 enemies here on wave 5. Anointed behind Jace, might want to watch that, but he bounces an orb back to the Ascendant. Getting out of the way so he can take cover. Now getting a side view. Smartly letting the enemies come to him. He'll make them work for him. He does no reason to rush. Looks like we're down to the Ascendant, scanning the map for any more enemies. It doesn't look like there's anyone else, and the Ascendant is about at half health. Ascendant orb is back up. He'll get some more kills off of that orb. Bounces the orb right back at the Ascendant. Alright, where's that score? Silencio's still on top, 19-5 to 18-5, so it's about 1,000 point deficit right now for Jace. He might not get the lead here, but he's definitely back in this game. Silencio was pulling ahead, but that lead has been pretty much wiped out at this point. It might be the same way if you are farther away from where I am located, or if your internet isn't as strong, it might be like that. But with Silencio as well, he's from across the sea, so he might be experiencing the same stuff. However, that aside, it is 19,553 to 19,508. Less than 50 points separate a Jace lead. Now following Silencio, and on wave 6 we have an upload. Silencio is down but gets himself back up. Cobras come out from Jace. Jace is still in the lead by about 100 points. Trip mines are really helping out Silencio here. Looks like Jace is also taking the same approach as Silencio, as taking an objective and just making sure enemies do not come in. So objective points will count for both of our opponents here. They're neck and neck. Around a 100 point lead now for Silencio. More Cobras come out from Jace. And even more. Looks like he was able to get a Fiend with that Cobra there. Down to the last objective here. Not much is really coming in here right now as our competitors are finishing up this objective, and now it's down to cleanup. Let's see who was on top right now. It is Silencio, 25-3 to 24-6. Both competitors now right beside each other, near opposite LZ, trying to pick off what they can. Jace is getting a lot of energy drink kills, Rose Rad kills, a lot there for him.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
However, Silencio is still holding on to the lead, 26-2 to 25-9. Still anybody's game. Down to the last few enemies on the field. Jace gets that enemy with the Rose Rad. Looks like he's going to get another one with the Rose Rad.
All enemies clear. Keep it
No,
up.
the Piranha from Silencio does get that last Destin, and it is Silencio on top 26-5 to 26-4. 100-point deficit for Jace. It is anybody's game going in to the final wave, into Extraction, now following Jace for this final wave.
Time to go.
It is
Get
going
to
to be a
the extraction
slugfest
site.
here at the very end. Another Cobra comes out from Jace, and Jace is back in the lead by around 50 points. However, Silencio takes back the lead by maybe a couple hundred points. Alright, need to get out of the way here, make sure the competitors are able to shoot what they want. Looks like Jace going after a double Ascendant and Fiend spawn. Silencio back on top, 27-3 to 26-9. Silencio in the center portion of the map. Jace going up the stairwell on the far side away from LZ does get the Fiend kill. Got a 700-point deficit for Jace right now. Silencio on top. Another Cobra comes out from Jace. It's 28-4 to 28-1. Jace is catching up. Ascendant is down. Both players are focusing on that Ascendant. Some high action here. As Jace bounces back yet another Ascendant Orb onto the Ascendant. Less than 30 seconds to go. Probably start meandering over here to LZ. The name of the game right now is Extraction to get final points from this game. Silencio on top 29-7 to 29-3. It is extremely close as we come down. Less than 15 seconds to go. And as we come down to the final seconds, it looks like it is going to be Silencio on top 33-1 to 30.9. An extremely well fought game, a close match with a lot of lead changes.
Wow. Good match.
Good match. Thank you.
Hi.
Muy bueno, Silencio.
Nice help.
Very good match by both of our contestants here. Silencio does take the victory in this round of 16. He will be moving on to the round of 8. Jace, thank you for being a part of the tournament. Hopefully we can have you back next year.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, the main purpose of the tournament here is really to get people back on Andromeda and just having a great time on here again, just like the early days. But there we go, we have our final scores here. Silencio on top 33-1 to Jace 30.9. Great game, and we'll see everybody in the next one. Until next time, This has been the Andromeda Madness